How a Trump administration crackdown on foreign students unraveled, increasingly exasperated with the administration's refusal to explain the basis and effect of its moves. At issue is a decision by ICE officials to mark as terminated the records of thousands of international students in a federal database that verifies their authorization to study in the United States. Students whose approvals were removed from this database say the schools blocked them from completing their studies and warned that they could be subject to deportation. And the Trump administration, in court case after court case, refused to say whether those students remain in the country legally, deepening students' fears that they could be detained and deported. You're standing here today on behalf of the United States and you're telling me that you do not know whether this plaintiff is legally in the United States. How is she supposed to know the answer to that question if you don't? U.S. District Judge Spokal Suknanan wondered aloud at a hearing in Washington Monday. ICE officials' actions appear distinct from the efforts by Trump administration officials to target foreign student activists such as Colombia's Mahmoud Khalil. Secretary of State Marco Rubio invoked a rarely used statute to seek to deport Khalil over actions Rubio deemed contrary to American policy interests. Rather, this new wave of cases centers on students studying at U.S. colleges and universities, many in specialized fields such as engineering, mathematics or science, or participating in advanced research, in some cases just weeks from graduation. These students are studying in the United States through a program that began under the 1952 Immigration and Nationality Act, known as the F-1 system. That system is part of a long-running effort by the U.S. government to attract and train highly skilled foreign students, many of whom ultimately remain in the United States. Before reversing course Friday, the Trump administration insisted the students were exaggerating the gravity of the situation and raising alarm over what amounted to bookkeeping decisions confined to an internal ICE database. But when pressed, Justice Department lawyers said they simply don't know, because ICE won't tell them whether those students could stay in the country. I think the government has been and is playing games, Suknanan said at a hearing Friday just before granting a restraining order in one of the student cases. Judges appointed by presidents of both parties, including at least one appointed by Trump himself, have nearly all sympathized with the students' plight. One labeled the situation Kafkaesque. Another said the Trump administration had offered literally nothing to suggest it had a legitimate basis to strip these students' legal status. A third briefly threatened to hold the Justice Department in contempt until ICE confirmed it had restored a student's status.